On this 50-point inspection, I have Pineapple Resin, which is a hazy double IPA with pineapple at 9.1%. Comes from Sixpoint Brewery. Now, they originated out of Brooklyn, New York, but they also have breweries now located in Parkersburg, Pennsylvania, and Downingtown, Pennsylvania. I've had the original resin. I think there's like another resin out there too. Maybe not. Enjoyed the original resin, especially when it, maybe not when it first came out, because I didn't get it when it first came out, but the first time I ever had it anyways, the first few times I had it, loved it. Haven't had a resin in a few years now, but yeah, this one being a pineapple resin seems interesting. It's part of their Infinite Loop series, and let's just read here what it says. It says, resin on island time. We took the fruity pineapple elements from resin, brewed it hazy, then doubled down with tons of Bru-1 and Idaho 7 hops, the most evocatively pineapple-y hops around. Then we re-fermented on pineapple puree for good measure. It's like resin on island time. So, freshness, haven't even checked this yet. Oh, they do the best by date instead of the canned on date. Yeah, it's best before September 7th of 2022, so I'd say it's pretty fresh. I just saw this this week also at the Packy, where I do my craft beer shopping. Let's crack into it. Starts. All right, we got that tight white frothy head. Of course, I'm saying that, I'm looking at the other side of the glass. You see some medium bubbles kind of there. Looks more rocky on that side. Looks more frothy on this side. Color of the beer itself, it's a nice light gold. It does have a haze to it, but I mean, you can still see through it. This isn't like a New England style IPA. It's just like an unfiltered IPA. Let's get the aromas here. Pineapple. It's good that it's a given and it's there, so good. Yeah, pineapple, lots of pineapple. Kind of almost an orange creamsicle aroma too. A little bit of that malt coming through, kind of bready. I get a little bit of like a berry note in there too. All right, a little bit of dankness on the follow-up. A little bit slight pine dank on the tail end on the nostrils there. So let's dive in for a swig. Cheers. It's a lighter body beer with some prickly carbonation to it. It does have a semi softness to the palate though. A little bit of breadiness coming from the malt, kind of on the sweet side as well. Up front it has like a candy pineapple. Say there's like a touch of almost like an apricot or something in there too. Something a little bit on the yeah, kind of on the apricot side. Finish, it goes into a bit of this resinous, piney finish. The hop intensity, the bitterness for the tail end, it gets up there. I'd say it's in the moderate range. Not too harsh. It definitely changes on the palate though. From the front, getting that kind of candied pineapple, something that's screaming out apricot to me, even though it's not straight up apricot. It's just something in there is reminding me of apricot. It's light, but it's right after that nice candied pineapple. You get the breadiness up front as well with the malt, and then it just goes into that kind of I'd say earthy, resinous, dank, piney type bitterness on the finish, and yeah, the sweetness definitely dies down when that all starts happening. 9.1% ABV. I'll have to go back in. You can definitely feel a little bit of warmth in the chest from this one. No, I'd say besides the kind of pininess at the finish, which sometimes to me reminds me of an alcohol flavor, there's no real alcoholic flavors to this brew. And pineapple IPAs seem to have come back around again. They showed up pretty strong years ago, and didn't really find many around, and now they're all over the shelves again. At least picked up 3 different ones this week. So yeah, let's go ahead and give this a score though. Okay, finally figured out my score. As I kept going back to this one, I don't know, things started kind of changing for me. It was like decent with aromas and stuff. The first flavor on the palate and everything. And as I continued to drink it, it just kind of started going downhill just a little bit. But anyways, for the appearance, I'll give it the 6 out of 6. They call it a hazy double IPA. I mean, it's even hazier now that I poured the remainder in there, but it's hazy, I guess. 6 out of 6 for the appearance. The aromatics, I mean, it had that kind of candied pineapple and stuff. It was more of a punch when I first, punched in the face with the aromas when I first poured it out, but it's died way down. It's changed just a little bit. It's still pleasant. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for the aromatics. For the flavor notes, I think that it's the tail end there that's kind of it's overtaking the initial sip with a sweet candied pineapple and apricotish type flavor in the malt. That kind of earthy, resinous, piney type note is starting to leach into the rest of the flavors in the beer. And it distracts from the pineapple, from the tropicalness of the beer. So I'm at a 15 out of 19 for the flavors. Body on this one, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. It's a light body. It drinks well. It does have that kind of semi-soft feel to the palate. It does have a pretty prickly carbonation to it. But if you're going after like some type of island type brew, yeah, the body works fine with this. You wouldn't expect to have something like super sticky and full on the palate. So my overall, it's all right. I definitely prefer the original resin over this one. Yeah, it's all right. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 for my overall. I recommend anybody try it. Sure, I think it's worth a try, but I don't think it's gonna wow anybody. If it does, that'd wow me. But I'm gonna give this pineapple resin hazy double IPA with pineapple from Sixpoint Brewery a BuMpY 40 out of 50, which is gonna land this as a good beer. So I just want to say cheers. Thank you all for watching.